Hey, this is Ricky Kennedy Cichlids. In this video, we're going to look at what I believe was the pH. Now, am I going to give a bad announcement? Well, sort of, maybe, in between. So, what is the announcement? The announcement is that for 6 months on most of my aquariums, I relied on the mat filtration, which I don't regret. I relied on algae scrubbers, which I do not regret, to take care of your ammonia, nitrite, and nitrates, which actually turned out to be a great idea and has worked well. But there's something I was missing. Something I didn't think would happen within 6 months' time. And that is pH. Normally in the past I've had pH out of the tap water 7.8. That's not changed. But I used to go in the way long years ago, a long time, and without water changes, and it would not affect my pH. Well, I decided after 6 months of no water changes I needed to check my pH. But that was after I started noticing some effects to my fish. One of them was, here are the frontosas. Back here we got Herman, we got Changer. And they were well on their way to breed. Well on their way to breed. They were both gaining weight. The appetites were going up. It's real good for the female to gain weight because they need to be able to have a little bit extra weight when they're holding the babies and fries without eating. So things were looking really good. I was getting excited, and then bam! I saw that Changer had fungus just coming all around the eye. Now this happened right after you feeding bloodworms, which I think is pretty unrelated, but there hasn't really been anything added to this aquarium in years. So I wasn't sure what the deal was. So I added medication, which normally I don't like to use medication because I've killed more fish using medication than saving them. And sometimes medication is very expensive. The fish may be inexpensive, and I don't want to spend $20 on a $2 fish. Changer's a lot more than $2, but there's just times in the past where I've actually killed more fish with the medication because a lot of times the medication will kill your nitrogen cycle. It will wipe out all the good bacteria. And even though you can do water changes, it takes time for it to build back up. I've struggled with that in the past. Some of you may be really good with that. I just had an issue with that in medication. But anyways, I use medication for Changer. And I really thought I was going to end up announcing that Changer had passed. I also used aloe vera. Aloe vera is really good. You can get it in your pharmacy section of most stores, whether it's a pharmacy or a retail location. You can get aloe vera. You want to get the pure aloe vera, and that helps. But right after I thought, hey, there's some other issues in other aquariums. I checked the pH, and what had happened was my pH, even though the ammonia was good, the nitrites were good, the nitrates were good, all doing great on that factors, the pH had been slowly going down. So why do I think that the pH caused the issue with Changer? Well, pH, especially in fish that are normally in an alkaline environment, when you go to an acidic environment, because the pH, most of my aquariums went from 7.8, which is alkaline, past 7, which is neutral, into the acidic environment. What happens when that happens? Well, just as in humans, the body starts to not be able to fight off diseases and pathogens. The immune system is weakened. The other signs could be they still could be eating well, but their coloration's a little off, which the coloration wasn't too bad on these particular fish. And some of my fish there might have been, but I thought it was other factors. But the main thing was kind of a silent killer. The pH had went down to a level where the immune system was, where it could not fight off pathogens and say a fungus outbreak. There might be just a little bit in your aquarium. There's all types of stuff in your aquarium all the time, but if your immune system of your fish is good, it's going to fight it off. So anyways, to make it long story short, she got fungus on the eye. I can still see eye movement, so maybe she'll be able to see out of it. I'm going to be adding more aloe vera here. I did a good water change in here. Going to be doing more water changes. And the coloration of both fish are doing outstanding. Changer's now wanting to eat, and hopefully you'll be able to see that in this video in just a second. I'm going to be feeding Gulf shrimp. Now in the past I've really promoted the artificial crab meat, which is good, it's cheap, but I decided to go to a different route and go for the frozen raw Gulf shrimp, which I've also used in the past. The reason I'm more concentrating on the Gulf shrimp, it's easier to store. You know, even though the crab meat was, inexpensive, I found that I didn't want to use all of it before it expired. Or not expired, but once you open the package, it starts to, what we would consider an expiration date where you wouldn't want to eat it, which wouldn't be good for the fish. So I'm going for the Gulf shrimp, and I'm going to see them eating here. I don't know if you'll be able to see the eye because the way she swims on one side. You might not be able to see the eye, but let's see them eat. And if you don't see Kanger eat, you'll definitely see Herman eat. I think we're past the critical stage, so make sure, even if you have your ammonia doing great, no ammonia in the aquarium, no nitrites in the aquarium, or just, there's going to be always a little bit of that because of the cycle, but as far as barely readings, no nitrates except for just a little bit. All those are great on the reading scales, on your test kits. Remember, pH is important. If you don't do your water changes, pH will slowly go down. And once the buffering is gone, there's a buffering point, it can just drop. These aquariums went to about 6.0, and if the buffer had went completely away, it could have dropped to 4, and then it would have been instant fish death. Make sure you remember, even though you could go a little bit longer with the great filtration, with the algae scrubbers, you can't just go completely without some water changes. So let's check out some good footage here of these fish. You've heard me blab long enough, but hopefully I'll help you save some of your fish. If not, I want to give you some of my experiences. Keep it real. You got to keep this real. I'm not, infallible. My fish are not like super fish. There's things that will happen to them. The pH even went to 6.0, but who knows exactly why fungus appeared on that eye. But that's what I believe it to be, because it weakens the immune system. I'm sure it had the biggest contributing factor. So let's check out some footage of these fish and watch them eat some really cool Gulf shrimp. Alright, you can see Herman's waiting on the food. I'll get it in there. Putting a little extra in there today because we'll make sure that Changer gets some of the Gulf shrimp. So he got a big piece, got his mouth full. You may have not seen him actually eat it, but here he goes, boom. Look at his coloration, it's looking way better than normal. Now I can't get that other piece in there because his mouth is like bulging out. It's way too full, but you know, I'm not saying the fish are the brightest fish in the world. So there's Changer. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer view. Might not be able to get a good view on her. She's coming out. Let me get her focused. So the reason I put extra shrimp in there is I'll make sure that Herman doesn't hog it all and there's some left. So she may not eat till later, so we won't, you know, bore you with this video. But let's see if she comes out. I'm going to pause it and get it going here, and I might edit it to the point where she's eating. This can happen to anyone. The fish can get sick. Your prize fish. You can look at the videos from when this female frontosa, which I hold special to my heart, was just, you know, under an inch. You can watch a playlist of the Changer frontosa videos, and hopefully we'll be able to see her breed relatively soon, even though she's not completely over the eye issue. If you'd like to help this channel grow, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Well, that's very important to my channel and the views I get. Also, spread the word. Tell your fish buddies about it. It's tremendously effective. Word of mouth is like huge. Yes, the internet is huge, but word of mouth has been doing tremendous things for my channel. Especially in the local environment, people are subscribing just because they talk to someone about my channel. So tell your fish buddies about this channel so you can see more footage in bigger aquariums. I'll make sure that I'll show you what you desire. So thanks again for watching. Ricky Kennedy Sticklers.